Well, Boris started d4 as most of the time. I played knight f6, c4, e6, and well, obviously today it could have been different openings than g3. Of course, Boris likes to play knight f3 mainly. Also knight c3 himself sometimes. But this time he chose g3. He wanted to play Catalan today, I guess. But I played c5. Well, after d5 is the Benoni, which I was ready to play today. But Boris many times played knight f3 in this position already. So takes d4, knight d4, d5, bishop g2, e5. This line I looked some years ago, but somehow it never appeared on the board so far. Castle. Knight c6, d3. Now there are different alternatives. d3 is not very common nowadays. I think mostly people are trying bishop e7 in this position. I played d3, knight c3, bishop b4, bishop d2. Now there could be an interesting line after knight e5, knight e5, queen a4, check, knight c6, bishop c6, bc, queen b4. Now d2 is considered bad. Somehow bishop d2, rook d1, and black gets lost. Bishop h3, rook d1, bishop g4, and it's a complicated game with, I think it's compensation for black. Somehow it's pretty risky for, it doesn't look too nice without the bishop. It's okay, white played bishop d2, castle, a3. Now there's a line with knight d5, somehow exchanging everything. Knight takes d5, cd, queen d5, knight d4. There's some old Yusupov game he was trying with white, it's roughly equal. So a3 is the critical, more sharp. Bishop takes c3, bishop c3. And at this point, I think I made a new move, which I prepared some time ago. Knight e4. I think it's definitely an interesting move, and I guess there will be some more games. After this, bishop e5. Well, obviously this is the critical because I'm giving a pawn. Queen c1 or other moves are possible too. But then I think knight e4 should be more or less a good move. Bishop takes e5. Bishop g4. Bishop d4. Bishop f4 then g5 simply. Bishop d4. I played knight g5. Also somehow knight d4 is possible. Maybe knight takes d4, ed. Well, if bishop f3 then queen f3, knight d2, queen d3, white is slightly better. But here maybe knight g5 I can try. And queen d3, bishop f3, queen d4. But somehow I like the pin here after knight g5. And white played bishop c3. I played rook c8. Well, probably this is a kind of critical position, what to choose, how to strengthen black's position. Maybe rook e8 first, it was an option. I played rook c8. Somehow I wanted to attack the c4 pawn later on. White played b4. I think bishop d4 was interesting. This has to be, right now I think it's the best move. b4. rook e8. I played rook e8 here. d2 was very interesting. Somehow I thought something white has, but now I don't see it, what white can do after d2. Rook a2, queen d3, and somehow it's full compensation. I went rook e8. I had a feeling that b4 is not a very good move, because it's very loosey here for white. Now bishop b2. I went queen d7, h4, knight e4. It was queen c1, right? And white played queen c1. Maybe c5 was suggested, but I don't know, maybe c5 is interesting. Queen c1, d2, queen c2. Actually here instead of d2, I was not sure at all whether to push d2. I wanted to play bishop h3 at a certain point, and I think I should have enough compensation. Somehow rook d1 takes rook d8, and my d3 pawn is very strong. After d2, it can be strong or it can be weaker. So it's not so simple. Queen c2, bishop f5. If I go bishop h3, then rook d1. Bishop f5, I played queen b3. Bishop e6. And Boris played queen c2. At this point, rook d1 was interesting. I thought, actually I blundered here something. I think here I have to go rook d8, because white is, if I go b5, then knight takes, d2 takes, and queen c3 with double attack. So I should play rook d8, and it's still a big mess. White played queen c2, I went back bishop f5. At this point, we were already running out of time somehow. I had 25, maybe Boris had about 15 minutes, or 20, and I don't know if after queen b3 what I have choose. Maybe rook d8, maybe I would just go back to e6. But Boris solved this problem and went queen a4. Here probably I didn't go good with queen d3. Somehow I got very enthusiastic and simply blundered that white can play b5, and after knight c5, queen d1 is a legal move. So at this point I should have played probably knight d4, queen d7, knight f3, bishop f3, bishop d7, and somehow getting